C. One. 1, 2.
Juan.
Juan 2.
There can only be
C.
Juan.
There can only be Juan.
Most people don't know this, but there can only be Juan.
Welcome one. Welcome all to the None of Our Business podcast with your hosts, Philly Fanatic, Silent Tempo, Sane, Philip Lanos, and I'm Joe.
What up, y'all? I hope you like our intro. We just made it up right now on the spot, like about 5 minutes ago.
Hey, it's the only way to do it.
Oh yeah.
How you doing? How you doing, Filthy?
I'm doing good, man. Loving life. Isn't that what everybody says? It's like, hey, how are you? Okay, so what do you want to order?
Can't complain.
What's with the formality? When did that begin? Where like people like ask you how are you, but really they just want to know your order so you can get the hell out of their store.
I know. They don't. They have no interest in you, and
they don't give a
what
damn.
you're going through.
Can you imagine if you were like, well, actually, my anal cancer is acting up, and
prostate.
Yeah, they call it popcorn problems.
They're like, oh, they freak out.
Do you have anything for that to put into my coffee?
Ooh, I'll have what he's having.
Dude, fuck, man. Every time I go to Starbucks, I'm always afraid to order my drink because I think I'm like snobbish, and then I hear other people's drinks.
Yo, I'm telling you. Sonia has her drink is like a million things.
Your girl?
Yeah, man. Okay. Her thing is like a white chocolate. It's like a white chocolate mocha with a venti white chocolate mocha with 4 pumps, 2 cinnamon dolce bullshit with I don't know. It's long as fuck.
Right. Yeah.
But I think she's done it so much at like the Starbucks that she goes to that they already know her order. Like she probably just steps up and they already hey Sonia, what's going on?
Right.
Those people really mean it though. Like when they say what's going on to her, that's because she's there like all the fucking time. So she's like a friend of the store.
How many exchanges do you think it takes before people actually give a fuck about your life?
I'd like to say if you're hanging out with a person, I'd probably say by the 3rd or 4th time that they kick it with you.
So when you really start to care. Like,
yeah,
okay,
there'll be a bit of a commitment, you know?
Right, not too much, but definitely. So I read, there was this thing from this book called Games People Play, and it talks about social strokes. And how there's different types of social strokes. Like, for example, there's the types of people that get together and talk about how messed up they got at the party last night. And each one of them's trying to outdo each other. Like, no, that's nothing. One time I was at a party. You know what I mean? And so then now every time you see them, you have to commit to 1 or 2 social strokes. Because if you just walk by without saying something, they're like, hey, what's up? Yeah.
Dude? What happened?
You owed me a stroke.
Like, did I do something?
Yeah, man. And just informing everyone, we are still playing Smash Brothers.
Absolutely. We got to. Oh, that motherfucker.
I was afraid the control would come my way. I'm not the best conversationalist when I have a split attention span.
Yeah. So, some crazy shit happened this week.
Yeah.
I think it was like Thursday or Friday morning. I get this email. Now, we have a shop in Nashville, right?
Right.
The company I work for, Accurate Staging. What's up? We have a shop in Nashville, and that was nice. And one of the guys that was in charge over there, he left, and done.
Whoa,
that was clean. Well, he left the company, and so what's happened is that I get all the emails routed to me.
Okay.
Right. And all the emails that were coming to him, they get routed to me, so just so I could screen them and send them back to the.
Because he left.
Yeah, because he left. So we're trying to make sure that there isn't anything,
suspicious,
shifty happening. Yeah. But there isn't though. Like most of the emails that come in are either like fucking marketers,
Okay.
Or it's
spam.
Probably like, or it's people who haven't reached out to him forever and they're looking for stuff, and then I got to be the guy that's like, hey, sorry, he doesn't work for this company. But anyway,
okay.
So Thursday morning, I wake up to this email. It was like 8. No, I didn't wake up. I was already up, actually. If I got it around 8:30.
Okay.
I got this email, and I'm going to read it to you, actually.
Yeah.
Because that shit was crazy. Where do I have that? So basically, I get this email from some random email address. And basically, it's saying that there was like a bomb. There's a bomb in our building that this person sent somebody. Yeah. That this person sent like a sleeper agent or something to our to our job and planted a bomb. Now the bomb isn't big enough to blow everything up, but it'll definitely cause casualties.
Wow.
Yeah. And this was a big thing, actually. Like, it happened across the country simultaneously. A bunch of businesses got this message.
Wow. In Nashville or just
at our Nashville? At our Nashville shop. Let me find it. What was this guy? And it turns out, like I said, it happened across the country. Like, it was nuts. It was nuts. But I just want to read. Okay, here it goes. It's from. It says it's from this thing. This the person's name is Kennedy Rodriguez. But then when you click on it, it says Florian at trimequin.com. So I don't know. It was a big thing. I guess FBI looked into it, and all sorts of crazy shit has happened. So I'm gonna read this email.
Okay.
And you tell me what you think. Okay, so it says there is an explosive device, hexogen, in the building where your company is located. It is assembled under my direction. It can be hidden anywhere because of its small size. It is not able to destroy the structure of the building, but there will be many victims if it detonates. My mercenary keeps the territory under the control. If any unusual behavior, panic, or emergency is noticed, the bomb will be exploded. I can call off my recruited person if you pay $20,000 in the value for your life and business. Pay it to me in Bitcoin, and I guarantee that I have to withdraw my recruited person and the bomb will not explode. But do not try to deceive me. My guarantee will become actual only 3 confirmations in blockchain network. And then it says it is my BTC address. They put their address and then their Bitcoin, whatever. And then it says you have to transfer money by the end of the workday. If you are late with the money, the bomb will explode. Nothing personal. If you don't transfer me the Bitcoin and the bomb detonates. Oh, nothing personal if you don't transfer me the Bitcoin and the bomb detonates. Next time, other companies will transfer me more Bitcoins because this isn't an isolated case. For my safety, I will not enter this email account. I monitor my Bitcoin wallet every 35 minutes, and if I see the payment, I will give the command to my mercenary to get away. If an explosion occurred and the authorities read this message, we aren't terrorists and don't assume responsibility for explosions in other buildings.
Dude.
Yeah.
You guys reported that to the FBI, right?
Absolutely. They called the authorities and they had to evacuate the building. And like I said, it turned into something even... That happened across the country.
Yeah, that's like a national security problem.
Yeah, it happened to multiple businesses across the country. In Nashville in itself, there were I think 6 or 8 reported cases. Ours was one of them. If anything, this is just like free advertising for us, but
yeah,
it's crazy. It's crazy.
That's fucking insane.
It was on the news and everything, and we were just like, "What the hell? Oh no!"
I've been defeated, and it was an easy fight.
So
yeah, that's bonkers.
Yeah, I mean,
who's gonna make a bomb threat and ask for Bitcoin?
Hey, that makes sense though, right? Because you can't really track the Bitcoin.
It almost reminds me of those things that you get every now and then that say there's like a prince from Africa.
Yeah, this is just another thing, and they're using
Bitcoin and explosions as a.
They're using fear.
Yeah.
To get the the results
That's
now.
ridiculous,
Like it's
though.
nuts, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm hoping nobody actually took it seriously. That would be crazy if they did.
20,000, Bitcoin, like 20,000, like
Yeah.
full Bitcoins.
But
That's
see,
ridiculous.
But no, it said $20,000 in Bitcoin.
In Bitcoin. Okay.
Yeah. So what's crazy to me is that I'm sure because they directed it at businesses.
Yeah.
For sure.
Which is like
$20,000 for a business.
Yeah.
It's especially
That's like an employee salary for the year. Yeah.
Especially if you have a successful business, it's not really a lot of money. So I wonder if there were actually some of these companies that responded to it, and made the mistake of actually sending that money.
If they did, I mean, that was definitely not the way to go, because then you negotiated with terrorists.
Yeah.
There are lives at stake. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. FBI is like the way to go.
Mm-hmm. It's nuts.
That just blows my mind, though, that like it landed in spam or like direct inbox?
No, direct inbox. It landed directly in my inbox. So what's trippy to me is that
the email had to have had some history then, because if a brand new email is created and then it starts sending emails to this happens in marketing, right? Like if you create a brand new email address and you try to reach out to people, it's going to end up in their spam, because you don't have any history, any personal history or any kind of like to show you're a real person.
Yeah.
So this person must have been using this account for a while before they decided to send this out.
Well, that's what they're saying. I'm thinking maybe they hacked an email account.
Yeah, if they're into Bitcoin and all that, it's possible.
Because whoever this person is, they said that they won't be checking that email again. They're saying, this is going out to you. I'm never going to be on this email again. So even if you try to track it, you're not going to be able to track the shit.
This is like a crime that couldn't have existed years ago.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
It's a new crime.
Yeah, it really is. And well,
I mean, it's still extortion and all that, but but the tools with which they have available to them now,
it's nuts.
Yeah,
and there's some reports saying that they were able to track the IP back to fucking Russia and shit.
Of course.
And I'm like, man, I hope this isn't like some type of propaganda to fucking even more incite, even to incite.
Basically, a 9/11
this second
job.
Cold War. No,
right.
This because we're in the second Cold War. I think.
Dun dun dun.
I'm saying because there's so much tension between us and China and Russia, but there's no real like military action taking place.
Right.
But politically, bureaucratically, all this shots are being taken. So. We're definitely in the second Cold War, and I hope this wasn't some type of propaganda. I'm just saying this from my own thoughts, nothing that I've read, because I don't, I'm not the guy that starts looking at conspiracies and all that bullshit. But to me, it just raises a flag, like saying, this is like the straw that broke the camel's back. Is that that's not racist, is it?
No, I don't think so.
Right?
And I can see what you mean. But actually, while we were getting Starbucks earlier today, I started looking at the New York Times as I was waiting for the order, because the headline caught my eye. Apparently, the Paris Agreement is back. That even though Trump had fought to get out of that or whatever, everyone else that's involved that can make a decision got us back into the Paris Agreement, and they're like doubling down on. We actually, as nations, especially rich nations, have to report how we intend to help poorer nations actually achieve the sort of infrastructure that will allow or facilitate for greener methods of energy consumption and energy use. And so that was kind of crazy news to me, considering that we had pulled out of that and now we're back into it.
Yeah.
And I think that goes hand in hand with the whole war thing.
Oh shit! Where the fuck are we?
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention.
I got ahead.
But that's
this was the beginning, right?
No,
that's
a new area. Yeah.
Oh shit! Okay, well then I want to do everything else first.
Yeah.
Where we at?
Yeah, I did the pink clouds and that.
Okay. Dope.
It looks like we have the whole world set up.
We got the whole world.
That was a Smash Brothers reference. We're basically clearing out game levels. I think I left that one because there was a strong wind battle going there, and I didn't want to change the party at the time.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, no. Politics is funny to me, man, because if it's just funny because a majority of people will not take the time to do research and to understand, and it's clear that politicians know that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, like I can't tell you how many Ubers I've taken where I asked people about the midterm elections just out of curiosity, sort of kind of brought it up in my own very cool, very approachable way. And they were like, I told them, only 13% of Los Angeles actually voted. And he was like, two of them were like, yeah, I know. I was part of that 13 or that whatever percent, what is it, 86%, 87% that didn't vote. Because I'm afraid that I didn't do the research. And if I make the wrong choice, like what happened with, the cabinet and the administration that we have today, I just didn't vote at all. And I'm like, you do see how that's not better, right?
It isn't. It isn't.
And then they were like, yeah, but and of course they don't teach civics in high school anymore.
No.
So, did you have civics class when you were in high school?
I didn't.
Right. So they haven't taught civilians how to be involved in politics in forever. And then the question remains, how much does it really affect us? Because pretty much every entrepreneur I know, for the most part, never ever brings it up. They just focus on making money because for them, most of the things are already in place for them to continue to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
So one of two things crosses my mind. Either everybody is doing it wrong and we need to be establishing a certain type of wealth so that we can win with the system in place, or we can try to fight the system and only so few of us will understand. Even if you're informed, it doesn't mean you can stand to be at an advantage in the system that we currently have operating. You know what I mean?
Right.
Even if you're informed. In fact, some of the most informed people cannot benefit from the system, even if they tried. Or I don't even know if they'd really want to, actually. I think about that.
Probably not.
Right? I mean, it's just insane, though, because then you can be informed, but you're like, yeah, but it's just me.
Yeah.
Most informed people have a hard time organizing. Usually the ones that organize tend to be like ignorant mass mobs.
Yeah.
Let's go and walk through the entire city and with a sign that says, give me this, and then never follow up on it after that.
I wonder why we like that.
Yeah. Mass mobs, dude. Rules for Radicals. Saul Dialinsky talks about how it is that Gandhi's movement actually worked. It wasn't that he was some super genius. It's that those people that he was freeing were already nonviolent to begin with. So he said, okay, just sit here
and do nothing.
And do nothing like you're going to do anyways because you're afraid of dharma, of being reincarnated as an ant or a cockroach. But just say, give us freedom at the same time. And ta-da, nonviolent protest succeeded.
They weren't going to do shit anyway.
No, and as soon as they moved those people out, it left a hole for some of their own people to come into power and then start killing their own people. And when they asked Gandhi what's up with that, he said, my job was to just free us from the British. As far as this is concerned, this is something I'm not concerned about. Isn't that ironic?
Yeah. Good old Gandhi.
It's just, I mean, I don't know how we got here. Actually, I wasn't paying attention. I think politics and being informed and things like that. It's just,
and you moved in, you moved into the fact that Gandhi really, his people were already passive to begin with.
Yeah, and so it seems like inertia is really where humans succeed at. Whatever we're already doing, we just got to find a way to keep doing that in a way that actually benefits us.
Right.
Because we're going to do it anyways. Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Absolutely.
Politics. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's a pretty random ass fact we jumped into.
Random ass fact.
But it's like, we're playing Smash Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember a time when Nintendo 64 was around, most people were playing like fucking NBA 2K and
Gamer Bros, dude. Gamer Bros. And I got homies. I got a lot of homies who are Gamer Bros, but geez Louise. You know who I'm talking about. You guys are the guys. The 2K players, the FIFA players, the Madden players, the Call of Duty players.
Do those games even really involve any type of skill?
I mean, they do. No, I'm not going to say they don't, but geez.
Like Call of Duty, I just could never get into it, man. I point in first-person shooters. I don't know why. You respawn, you're fighting zombies. I don't get it.
it's you know, like I don't understand how people can play those games like strictly and have something against like RPGs and shit like that. Like, yo, you're basically playing an RPG when you're doing career mode on 2K or yeah, because you're building your team, you're building the stats, you're improving them. So I don't get it.
And you know, for me, especially with like a game like FIFA, like soccer, I don't get it. I don't know why. I just can't seem to make. Oh,
jeez.
Okay, look. So with Smash Bros, it's melee, it's random attacks, but there's timing. Well, I guess maybe 2K is like that too. There's timing involved.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I just feel like I don't know. Like you're throwing the ball into the basket. Like how do you control really all the dynamics involved with the ball in the basket? With Smash Bros, right? Your character jumps. It's like physics and geometry. Like you're creating shapes, you're judging distance and time and speed. But with the shooting of the basketball, how accurate is that? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or like with RPGs, there's strategy involved. You have to consider, certain teams that you're building and their stats. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I just have a bias because I don't actually play sports in real life, so there's no passion behind it.
Probably not.
But nowadays people are definitely opening their minds up to more of what gamers, because like you said, career mode.
Yeah.
Like they want personalization in games, and video game creators seem to know that.
It's funny because like these people I'm saying this, but I'm also realizing that the Gamer Bros, I'm talking shit about Gamer Bros talking shit about us. Like stupid. I just realized what the fuck I was doing. Oh shit, no, but I'm gonna go there.
We were about to pass the whole game.
No, not yet. But that shit is funny.
Look, these little chows, those are from Sonic on Dreamcast. You used to get those, and they would help you get like emeralds and shit like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You guys can't see it, but if you've ever played Sonic Adventure on Dreamcast, man, what a game! And you get these little Pokemon looking dudes, like Squirtles almost, except with like a dot that hovers right above their head. They basically you have to like feed them and raise them, kind of like a Tamagotchi. You remember that shit?
I do remember the Tamagotchi.
There was a Tamagotchi.
Gavin has a Tamagotchi.
And then there was something else, right? Like a friend pet, or what was it called? A digipet?
Digipet?
Yeah, where like you would like that was an app before there was apps, right? Like it was just one little device, and you would feed it, have it do push-ups and shit, or
yeah.
Whatever happened to those, dude?
I don't know.
Whatever happened? We should have a segment like that.
Whatever happened? Yes, I love that, Filthy.
And you know what? Let's start right now. Whatever happened to Von Dutch?
Oh, that's good. Von Dutch. Great segue, Filthy.
Wow.
Great segue. Von Dutch. Damn. Everybody. I know there's still people out there that rock Von Dutch like it's a religion, but
usually European based.
Yo, Von Dutch, how douchey did he have to be to wear Von Dutch?
It was the V-neck before V-necks were out, like deep V-necks. You know.
Once Jersey Shore took over the Von Dutch, you knew.
My God. Okay, so I went on a date once with this girl way back. We're talking like it must have been 2004 or 2005. Sweet girl. Her mom paid for our year passes for Universal Studios. Like,
okay.
I don't know why she did that. And this girl, like I had known her from high school, and super sweet girl. I had a great time. We went into the Von Dutch store though, and I was like, at some point we were on Melrose and we went to the Von Dutch store, and I was like, oh God. Number one, I don't think I could have afforded, anything there. Number two, I don't think I would have wanted to buy anything. It's like a tattoo on a shirt.
Yeah, it's just douchey stuff. I'm not. I don't like to talk shit about people's like the way people dress, but gosh, Von Dutch is just the douchiest.
Literally anyone can do better than Von Dutch.
Yes, absolutely. Oh shit. Got the dragon on deck and everything.
Oh yeah, this battle looks pretty insane. Yeah, Von Dutch is not pimping.
Oh shit!
Have any comedians ever worn Von Dutch? and gotten
I'm
away
sure.
with it.
Oh shit! No, fuck.
Damn, Joe.
I lost that one.
Okay, so that's a whatever happened to
Yo.
segment. I don't really have an opinion on it other than
That it was douchey.
I've never worn that
It was
shit.
super, super hot back in like 2002.
Okay, let me ask the obvious question: have you ever owned anything?
No, absolutely not.
Von Dutch.
No, I wouldn't. I've never liked Von Dutch.
Has anyone ever tried to gift you any Von Dutch? And
Maybe.
did you maybe almost say yes?
No. I can't say no. I know people who rocked Von Dutch, and it was just so tacky, so corny, like and the trucker hat with the trucker hats. Oh, okay, trucker hats were a thing.
I like trucker hats though, but just not Von Dutch trucker hats. To this day, I've been reconsidering about bringing it back, maybe growing out a stash. You know what I mean? You know, just going full.
Great in this with just a
full-on
mustache.
stash and a fucking trucker hat. I mean, like, what's up? I live in Highland Park.
You would be that guy, Philly.
You know what I mean? Just, you know.
Oh gosh, you're a millennial.
Growing out the stash for no reason. You know what I mean? Oh shit.
Fucking rocking those square frame glasses.
Oh my god. So I do remember owning a pair of glasses that I did not need to wear. Vanity shades. And I actually pushed out the glass part of it just so that, because it was kind of getting in the way, it would get dirty and I didn't want to clean it. And so then people would be like,
are your lenses gone?
do you not even have lenses? And I'm like, yeah, you know, it's my reading prescription.
That's pretty douchey.
But it started hurting the side of my head. Like, I don't,
like they were too small.
You're
for
a
you?
glasses wearer, right?
Yeah.
So like when it starts squeezing the side of your head, like it would like hurt, like, because I have veins right above my sideburn, like right there.
Yeah, that's
I have a veiny
problem.
head. Hey. In fact, they say the veinier the better, right?
Hey, that's right.
Hey. What are we doing here?
We gotta go the other end.
The other end. So again, Smash Bros.
Into the little dungeon. Yeah, the star.
Oh, right.
Smash Brothers.
Dude, did you ever play the 64 version?
I did.
Nice.
I did play the 64 version.
No, actually I played once. I played
before you hop in.
Oh.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
I once played the GameCube one, but GameCube was
What is this?
There's like a sequence happening in this game right
big.
now. Wow, this is definitely like Kirby Land or something.
Yeah.
You said there was something you wanted to go check out?
No, just right now. You can press it right there. Plus. Just press plus.
Okay. What are we doing?
Activities.
Oh, okay. So yeah, this game allows you to do so many side quests.
Yeah.
And it looks like that's the one right there.
Yep, that's the one. Oh man.
Yeah, man.
What are you talking about?
We should
Oh, Maniac.
Maniac.
You just got on Maniac, right? I haven't seen it yet.
All right, so
but you have some telling stuff.
So most people don't know this, but I don't watch TV for shit. I haven't for I think there was a period of maybe 12 years I just never watched TV. I was just always reading.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So Netflix is kind of new to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard because I have an addictive personality.
So once you start.
Yeah, so I started off with Limitless, you know, and I'm like, man, this shit is tight.
Did you finish it already?
Yeah, I did.
Damn.
Yeah. It's a damn shame it only got one season. I actually thought it was good, but I've asked a couple of other people, and people
did it end in a cliffhanger?
Actually, no. It was pretty resolute.
Oh, really?
Like, it ended in a way where it could keep going, but it clearly didn't.
It didn't need to. Like, it ended to
exactly
where the story was done. Huh.
But for me, man, like, I thought it was well done. It's a damn shame.
What's her name? Yeah, Charlotte.
Okay. But the algorithm then offered me a show called Maniac with Jonah Hill.
Mm-hmm. It just came out like a couple months ago.
Yeah, Emma Stone.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's a pretty star-studded cast. So most of the other actors, like you probably recognize them, but don't know their names. So it wouldn't serve for me to try to offer it.
I know.
I know you're gonna know.
Yeah. What's his fucking name? Ah, shit.
But this is a serious role for Jonah Hill.
Right.
And it's like an alternate universe because it's very like people still use VCRs and cassette players and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's futuristic and it looks like this company that kind of has the trappings of IBM.
Okay.
But what they've done is they've created, so in that world, if you can't afford to buy something or pay your bills, you get what's called an ad buddy instead. And an ad buddy is a person who like you're like, okay, I can't afford to pay for this burger. But if you can choose to pay with an ad buddy, and what happens is while you're eating the burger, someone sits down with you that works for a marketing agency, and they sit there and they just talk to you about ads in person. They're like, oh, so there's a new pharmaceutical trial for this, and 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 here's another ad, and so like you have to listen to a number of ads based on however expensive thing you had them pay for was. But it could be unlimited. You could have them fly you to New York, pick somebody up, and take them all, and for a number of ad buddies who will follow you and be with you the whole time, right? But that's not where the story goes. That's just the utopian world that they live. I mean, the dystopian world that they live in.
Yeah.
Jonah Hill's character sees things.
So he's like a schizophrenic.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay.
And I don't understand what's happening.
I don't either.
I'm not even able to control that. I kind of just accidentally just beat the whole thing. Okay.
I'm so confused.
Oh. Should I go here? Here. You try to do one of these.
Okay.
Sorry, there's like a maze here, and if you can figure out the right route to take, and you can collect the most items. So now you have to beat the six that I made.
Okay.
And so what ends up happening is, Jonah Hill's character loses his job and he can't afford to pay all kinds of things, and because of that, I don't want to kill too much of it, but he ends up falling into a drug trial.
Okay. And
this drug can cure people of their pains and their problems in the world, like why they have personality defects. And it made me reflect on like, because it focuses on the worst days of their lives, like the worst day of their life and how much it traumatically affected them.
Huh.
Oh, it moved my other one, so we got to go fight first. And then you can, yeah. Right. So, it diagnoses him as like, schizophrenic and this and that, right, at some point. And Emma Stone's character is diagnosed with something else. Again, I don't want to give away too many plot points, but and it's just the way I watch things, right? When I started watching, I started asking myself like, shit, like what kind of symptoms do I have based on my traumas in life that have affected me? Like, I'll be the first to admit, I'm a person that leaves. I leave people, like I'm always ready to just walk away from stuff. And yeah, that stems from my own life, and I know other people have their own shit.
Yeah.
But the fact that I'm asking these questions because of the show tells me that like the content of the show digs deep, man. Like it got deep.
Under you. It got under your skin.
It does. Like if you don't ask yourself questions when you're watching this show, then you didn't watch it right, man. Because this show is that kind of show.
Oh shit! Fuck.
It's that kind of show, man.
Really?
Absolutely. Like to be honest, look, you know how like a show will have like a long intro or whatever. This doesn't even have a long intro. It just goes right back into it, like with every next episode.
Oh, really?
So like it makes it really hard not to binge watch.
Super bingeable, yeah. Because there's like even the beginning of the episode is just continues from where the
dude. They have an AI in this world that kind of goes rogue because they had to update it and install it with feelings for empathy. And because of that, things start to go wrong in the clinical trials of the drug.
Oh, shit.
So I highly recommend it. Like, I don't know. I'm not being paid for this, They don't know me well enough. I don't watch enough TV to be paid for this shit. But, man, I got to tell you, I don't watch a lot of stuff.
I tell you what, boy.
But when I do, I think it's always worth sharing with people because I'm always the kind of person, ever since I read the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and it talks about if you're going to learn something, try to learn it as if you're going to teach it to somebody else because that'll make you learn it twice as good.
I'm not that guy, man. I can't do that.
Can't read?
I'm selfish as fuck. I really am. I like to think that I'm a good person.
I think
if I like to think I'm a good person, I'm a caring person, but I'm also trash. Like, and I say this all the time.
I'm also trash
because I'm selfish as fuck. Like, I'll help people, but
not at the expense of yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly. If it comes down to like taking care of me and mine over a person who's not really gonna benefit me in any way, you know?
Right.
I'd rather I don't. That's why, and this is a big thing. Like a lot of people don't understand this about me, but I absolutely cannot fuck with homeless people. Like I can't. Like especially people like
because they can help themselves and they don't.
Exactly.
That's what
it's been a big thing. Like
shit.
No. Oh, you were so close.
I don't think that's the fighter for this level. That's why.
Probably not.
That's why you just rematched with the same fighter.
Fuck.
Yeah, homeless people. I have a hard time empathizing with them too.
Like when people when they ask me for money and shit, I'm like, yo, no, I fucking worked for my shit.
It's true, man. Okay, I'm not saying all homeless people have been a cause of their own fucking injustice. A large portion of them, though, fell into drugs and couldn't get out.
Right.
I've done plenty of drugs and they haven't taken me down so far.
Yo.
But I've done enough to the point where now I don't even I don't go after that shit, man.
You don't care for it.
And honestly, it doesn't bother me that people do drugs. I always like to see people say no to something at least once. I don't know why. For me, it just makes me feel better about like the person that I'm hanging out with. If I just see them say no to that shit at least once, because otherwise there's no telling how much of a problem it might actually be for them.
Yeah, right. There isn't.
You know what I mean? But if I can see them say no once, I'll never ever again question it.
Oh, that's the secret sauce right there, Philly.
Yeah.
We gotta eat. We just gotta eat.
But then there's the wind from the tree. Oh, this is a Kirby land, dude. So we're fighting Pac-Man right now in a Kirby world.
Yeah.
Pac-Man's got his special. Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Now that is one hell of a special, dude.
Wow, that was insane.
Little does he know.
Boom, gotcha, bitch.
You also have a special.
Got
Victory. Victory. What a word. Why is the name Victor in victory?
Victor.
To the victor go the spoils.
What is the root?
Dude, okay, so all right. So
check out Maniac. I'll probably check it out too.
I recommend it, at least the first episode, and then if you don't like it, try a couple more. Have you ever eaten something so shitty that you tell yourself like, I'm never eating this again, but then like one day you just don't want to eat the same thing you always do, so you try something that you've eaten before and you didn't like. You're like, maybe I was tripping.
Yeah.
And then you're like, no,
that's definitely not it.
Wasn't tripping.
I can't think. It's happened to me, but I can't think the last time it happened to me.
Because we try to forget that kind of thing.
Yeah. I can't recall when it was.
It's like going back to an ex. Like, you shouldn't.
Right.
You really know you shouldn't. Especially if, it's one thing if like you just broke up with someone and you're gonna get back with them like right the next day. Like,
right.
Nothing has changed. Really, nothing has changed. You just may have a passionate interaction with each other.
Wait. Okay, I got an idea.
Okay.
Wait. Step back.
Okay.
Okay, and then hold on. What I'm gonna do is take a picture as it scrolls so we know exactly what the route should be. Okay.
Okay, so we're about to game the system right now. Let me know.
Okay, cheat codes. Go ahead.
You recorded it or you took a picture?
It took a picture of each section. Look.
Okay.
66 photos. Holy shit.
Oh shit. All right, so we need to find the route that best gets us, because we need to get that number one spot, right? I don't know who we're going to fight here, but okay, there was a point I was going to make and now I totally forgot, man. Totally spaced out. I was talking about exes and never going back to them. Right. So there's a time lapse. So if you've had a time lapse with someone, like I'm talking like maybe a year, maybe 2 years, and you're thinking of trying it again, like I don't think that's a good idea. Might be if you guys have grown apart in the past, but you guys have grown individually and now you find that you guys agree on a lot of because values change over time. You never,
of course.
So someone I'm seeing right now told me something that totally, you can try rocking it, that totally caught me off guard. They said you never look at the same person in the mirror twice.
Okay.
And if you think about it, it's kind of true. Every second that we live, something else is occurring. Down. Yeah, there you go. And then down there. Yeah. Oh, you already beat the record. Go up. Oh, you can't, huh?
Okay. Wait a
Down.
minute.
There's 3 there.
No. Oh yeah, 3. But there's 3 over there too.
Okay, yeah.
Let me do this one. Oh, nice. Yes.
Ooh,
Yes.
that's a new record for sure. That's like 12.
11 of them.
All right. I wish you guys could see this little mini game we're playing.
It's pretty cool. Did you get first? Did I get first? New record.
Of course you got a new record. We've only gotten like 7 before this. So let's see what opens up. Does the first one open up? Yes.
Yeah, boy. Ooh, and it's a character. All right.
You know what to do.
I already know. So then we should do it again to get the third place one.
We had done it, and I did it the first time, but didn't battle. Yeah,
we didn't battle them.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess I'm just throwing my opinion out there that yeah, I don't know if getting back together with exes is a good thing.
You know what? Like, no comment. No comment on this.
No. I get it.
I can't talk about my past relationships.
And it's not just that though. Like, how can anyone really comment? Like, even me. How dare I? Like,
come on. This is none of our business podcast.
Right. Yeah, that's also true. It is none of our business. I just feel like, that's like trying to tell someone that their art isn't any good. It's hard because what is good art? I mean,
true.
Even if it doesn't entertain you, it doesn't mean it wouldn't entertain someone else.
Right. Exactly.
Right. And so I guess there's a sucker born every minute. Yeah, man. So tasting food where you tell yourself, I'm never gonna eat this again, and then you do that. I guess that's a segue into relationships somehow. That's the way my brain works. Food and sex are the same thing to me.
They both sustain life.
Yeah, they do.
They do. And you can eat both of them.
Have you ever seen someone who hasn't had sex in a while? You can just see it in their fucking eyes.
You're looking at them, buddy. You're looking at them.
Oh, God. This truly is a none of our business moment.
I'm gonna run it one more time to get that third place trophy.
I just went straight forward.
Yeah.
It's funny, man. There's a show on Netflix called Easy that sort of discusses like a couple who had been together for such a while, and they have kids, and it's just hard to get it in. I think we've discussed this a couple of times actually.
We have.
And it's insane, man, because
I think we talked about it in the first episode.
Yeah, because believe it or not, like both the study of Kabbalah and Scientology talk about this. There's like an order of needs, right? And sex is approved in both of them as something that needs to be done before you can go on. Like it's a need. You need to take care of that before you can feel fully functional in society. It's just like money, like having some sense of like security with your finances, or like that your home is okay, things like that, and then having some sense of that kind of romantic interaction. Without those two things, life is so different for people. Like, so if you consider that, it's almost like we don't even necessarily need the sex or the money. What it is we need some kind of form of success, because both of those things are objectives that need to be achieved. And if you're not achieving, like you can be a success in business and a failure in life. Right?
That's me.
It's like people who are badass at like kung fu, but they're broke. Right? Like, but they'll beat your ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There are those people out there.
And it's just, there's like, balance is the hardest thing to do today.
It is. I'm definitely guilty of that. Be one of the first to openly admit it. It's tough, dude, when you have like so many things that you need to accomplish. It takes away from sometimes what there's you have to sacrifice,
compromise.
Yeah. It's
trade-offs.
It's just the way that it has to be, but you have to sacrifice to become successful, but you have to have a goal to sacrifice. You have to have something to sacrifice in order to get to where you need to get to. So basically, you have to be willing to sacrifice something that's important to you to be able to succeed and eventually get what you want in the end.
Okay, yeah, and let me add to that. I read somewhere that I'm trying to remember what and it was a recent thing I had read where okay, so I'm reading a book called I finished it the other day. Called The Human Machine by some guy who was around in he was born in 1930, wrote it in 1940, no 1952 or something like that, right?
Okay.
He's an English guy, and he talks about how you want to focus on we put our attention on the world around us at all times, right? To the point where some of us may spend our nights lying awake wondering, why can't I just work out? Wishing that or why can't I just keep my money in my pocket? Wishing these habits would practice themselves, right? And then people apply different strategies to that. They'll either say fuck it all, right? They take a heavy dose of fuck it all, or what they'll do is they'll get involved in other people's lives instead to get away from their own problems, right? And those are people like me, who can clearly help others but never help themselves.
Excuse me.
Right. And then eventually that leads to a place where people like that then get in and start working where, yeah, there is such a thing as compromise. I will not go against that. And it can also be said that there's something to be said about somebody who puts all of their attention into tomorrow, totally forsaking today. When in fact, it would behoove us to consider the problems we're facing, the troubled people, the money problems, the weight problems, all those as raw material that your mind has been specifically designed to overcome through the power of the ego. Now, I'm not saying that bad egotism where you're hurting other people's lives. I'm talking about healthy ego where the ego wants to succeed, where it wants to be better. A healthy dose of looking out for number one is how you get to 100. And
Preach.
And if you were to sit there and consider what tool is the one that's going to get you there, it's the power of concentration, potentially, because concentration is hard in today's world.
They got a pill for that.
Right. They do. Now imagine though, when you continue to try to use that, but as an external crutch as opposed to an internal activity. Because now what happens is the external world affects you, and internally you have to make a decision from that.
Right.
But if you've honed, you can double enhance it. Go ahead, take the pills you need. People have diagnoses, and there are things that you can't overcome.
Right.
But imagine if you just spent 5 to 10 minutes a day concentrating on the idea that your mind is a tool that can, in fact, help you succeed. Make that conscious effort to every day. Look, we have habits, and most of them have happened on accident. It's no different. It's just a recurring thought over and over that eventually becomes a habit. You know what? Look at me. I'm not working out. Eventually, you're just not working out, and you're just thinking about how much you're not working out. And it's not a law of attraction thing. It's just a habit, a groove in the brain.
It just is what it is. Yeah.
The same thing can happen with your ability to concentrate and just consider yourself. In fact, ignorance is a form of concentration. Inverted.
Elaborate.
It's an active effort to not engage your mental capacities.
Is that really what it is, though?
It's one way to look at it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I want to agree with that.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I can. Only because I know plenty of ignorant people who just genuinely don't know. And it's to no fault of their own. They're not actively trying not to know.
They're just mentally lazy.
They just don't.
By default.
I could name drop, but I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, because it's none of our business.
It isn't. But they just don't know.
Right.
And I've found myself in many situations where it's just about explaining it to them.
Right.
And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, they completely change it around. So I can't say that it's an active form of concentration.
Right.
Because I know that there are people that I've interacted with that just genuinely just don't know. And it's not because of any fault of their own or because they just didn't know that even
existed.
Yeah, idea existed.
at all.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You're right. Yeah, you're right. You know what? Yeah, there was definitely a hole in the logic there. And
We have to look at religion.
sure. Some people are like just taught that and that's it. And
Blindly follow it.
and they're not taught anything
Blind
else.
faith.
Right.
They're not. They don't know any better.
And they don't look for anything else.
Because that's all they know, and especially in Catholicism.
Yeah.
It's just generational.
That's true.
This belief, like you're born into Catholicism,
I definitely was.
and that's just the way your life has to be.
Yeah, I just remember
through
one
no
day,
fault of your own.
Yeah.
It's just you're gonna get baptized when you're,
I went through that.
you know, like it's just a thing that you have to do, and you don't know any better.
Yeah.
Because that's just the way you're raised.
These rites and rituals.
It isn't.
Yeah.
It isn't until you become old enough, and if it's something that you actively look for, that you find out that there are different options.
Religions,
There are different religions, or just the absence of religion.
And you're hoping that you haven't been damaged and told that other religions are trash.
Exactly.
Because like, how can one religion say another religion is trash when everybody's looking to some figure that can't be seen?
We're all trash, so.
and that's what I'm So none of us could ever be 100% right about anything.
No. There are too many opinions and too many facts.
Right.
And a lot of facts, it's up to interpretation, really.
Right. And so if none of us are ever going to be 100% right, there's always going to be that 1% chance that we're wrong. And that imperfection, and that imperfection exists in all of us, and then we hold ourselves to these standards. Like, not all of us. Some people don't give a fuck. But there are people who will judge themselves then from a perfect vantage point, from a perfect world, whether it be a shitty world or a good world. It's still a perfect designed world where, like, this is the perfect place to call yourself shitty from, or the perfect place to call yourself awesome from. But it doesn't exist.
When I say that I'm trash, I mean it in the kindest way.
Of course.
I'm trash because I recognize that I'm incredibly flawed, for sure. I accept that fact, and anytime I have the ability to change anything about it, I do.
Right.
But if I don't feel like it, I don't, and that's why I feel like.
Like, you can be stubborn, is what you're saying.
I know I could be better than I am sometimes.
Right.
And I have no issue with not being better.
Right. Like, and you're like, in fact, today I will elect not to.
Yeah. And that's something that I pride myself on, that I don't, if I don't want to give a fuck that day, I just don't give a fuck. Like,
there's something to be said about being able to do that, though, because then there's people like me, right, who go around trying to be better every single day, but at the same time will then in turn damage their relationships by being very by being aloof, or suddenly being so caught up in your own shit that you don't see like other people are dealing with shit too. You know what I mean? That's sick. Did you leave it just so you could show me that?
Yeah,
I feel like you did.
I did.
So there's
I need you to beat it though. I can't do this.
Oh shit! 13,700.
Yeah.
Defeat the main fighter. Time battle enemies. FS meter chart. Okay, so
we got to suit up. Look, because he has 4 partners as well. So it's 5. You're battling 5.
Shit. So just so that people know the gravity of the situation.
So I cut your thought.
It's all random speculation. At the end of the day, where I brought up the book and why I brought this up, and we talked about thinking about the future and compromises. Let's just sum it up, right? What I'm saying is this: Do you think it's better to put, because you have to think about the future, of course, and you have to make the compromises. But why make the compromises in the sense of tomorrow when you can make the compromises in the sense of today? Because today is what we're dealing with, not tomorrow. And often, especially someone like me, I'm always thinking of the future and then making actions in the future and totally ignoring the problems in front of me, which are the raw materials for tomorrow. The problems in front of me are the 2x4s that I can build the house of tomorrow with. And yet I continue to ignore them and complain and wishing that the habits would practice themselves. Like, I wish my money would save itself. I wish these push-ups would do themselves. I wish these people would just leave me alone instead of me establishing my boundaries. Like, all of these habits are things that have to practice themselves, but it's with exercise of the power of concentration that then your mind starts to realize it can do these things for you. But if you don't build that relationship with your mind, with your brain, it'll be lazy. because it's like anything else. It's something that can be exercised, activated. But if you're lazy that way, then and you don't actively make the effort, then it won't do it for you. Like a muscle, like arms that haven't done push-ups, it's not going to lift shit.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not going to get any gains by not doing anything.
Autopilot doesn't get us anywhere.
I mean, if you're driving, it kind of does, but
or if you're flying.
Or if you're flying, yeah, absolutely.
But as a human
just running, yeah, doesn't
because work. Autopilot is essentially the lizard brain.
Elaborate.
So there's 3 parts to the brain.
Elaborate, sorry.
Right. No, so there's 3 parts to the brain, right? There's the lizard brain, and that controls like passions, etc. There's a second part that the names are escaping me, right? But there's a second part that controls more like movement and things like that. And then there's the top part which controls higher thinking, like numbers and theories and shit like that, right? Mm-hmm. And so it's ironic that we're having this conversation, and pretty early on we went in and we just started talking about high ideas, and some people who will give us the benefit of the doubt because they know us will follow on that train of thought. But usually you have to get past the first couple of barriers, which are the lizard brain that thinks right away when anything new comes its way. Should I eat it? Should I kill it? Should I mate with it?
Okay.
Once you've answered those questions in a stranger's mind, the next are, is it an ally? Is it a friend?
That pretty much sums up my relationship with Sonia. Should I eat it? Should I kill it? Should I?
Oh man, it's like that movie. This is 40.
I love you, boo.
It's like that movie. This is 40 with Paul Rudd.
40.
They're at a Starbucks after going biking. The main character and his homie, and he's like, sometimes I just wish like a bus would just come and like just take her out, man. Like just. Yeah, but quickly and briefly. Like, she's the mother of my child. I don't want her to suffer, just so I could be free.
Be a single father.
You know what I mean?
He does so good for his kids.
Like, it's just, oh, look, assist killer. Would that help us?
We don't want that one because there aren't any assist spirits. We want the...
Interesting. Why does it recommend these?
The oppositions as to because that one slows down their meter.
Okay. Change rate of opposition. We kind of so listeners know we're kind of trying to beef up our team for this really hard battle that involves getting a character from a legendary Super Nintendo game called Super Mario RPG.
Mm-hmm. What's that girl with the wand with the pink ribbon?
She starts battles with lipstick.
No,
nope.
Good, thanks.
Starts battles wearing the Franklin badge.
I don't think any of those are going to help us.
No. So we want to remove assist killer though.
Yeah, you want to remove assist killer.
Use the star?
Yeah. I'll do that. So yeah.
Right.
Lizard brain,
right? Yeah. I'm trying to remember how we got to this part because we're ADD like a motherfucker. Which actually, I went to this place called MedMen in downtown the other day, and I'm not big on smoking, man. Mostly because I become an imbecile, paranoid. I get cotton mouth, like pot lip. It's all bad. I have zero positive experiences with it unless I'm going to go to sleep.
Right.
Right. But I've since learned that CBD can remove anxiety.
Yes.
And there's a strain or a vapor that you can add that's called 30-1, which I need to see if
I have a CBD gummy if you want one.
Yeah. But how much THC does it have? Because the ratio, if there's enough THC,
it doesn't have THC.
Me. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it's just straight CBD.
Because supposedly the CBD removes a lot of anxiety, and someone like me, I'm neurotic like a motherfucker, man.
Dude, I'll slide you one. You could try it. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
My mind is a million miles per hour.
Super chill, calmed. Yeah. But no, none of the effects that you get when you smoke.
Yeah.
Like actual THC weed, it's pleasant.
What's the longest you think you can concentrate for, Joe?
The longest I think I could concentrate for?
On a single task. Like if there were no interruptions, how long do you think you could concentrate before your mind goes, pizza? Huh. Haven't had pizza since about that one time when I was hanging out with that person. Fuck, why were they so mean to me? Oh, shit. You see what I'm saying? Because it's those things that get in the way of everything that we're trying to do.
If I if I have no interruptions, like no one to actually like, bother
and
me,
it's just your mind.
I can
that's
be pretty
working.
focused on something. Yeah, I could put.
Oh shit! These guys are hard, man.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I think I can do pretty well, and I can't give you an amount of time that I could do it, but I know that I can, if not complete a task. Oh yes.
Divide and conquer.
Oh motherfucker! Oh, they got. Ah.
Yeah, bitch. Okay, so this really hard battle that we're fighting, I'm kicking ass, but I'm trying to be careful at the same time because.
Oh, you're so close, really. Oh wow!
Oh jeez.
Wow, and they have their specials. Jeez. Oh no.
Oh, they got me.
Jeez.
I'm kind of sweating.
That's a tough one, dude.
But look how we got them all there.
Yeah. Was that all of them though?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
There's multiples?
Yeah, there's 5 total.
Oh,
yeah. So
shit.
you were still on the starting 3.
Yeah, and I didn't defeat a single one. Well, Kirby was almost out.
Yeah.
So concentration.
Yeah. Well, there you go. You were you were definitely focused right now.
So yeah, and you know what? Since I've started doing this, and I swear to you, it's such a simple practice that people might ignore the genius behind this. But if you think about it, the first thing people do when they wake up in the morning these days is they go on social media. And they fill their head with the junk of the world.
Take a shit.
Oh yeah, or take a shit, or take a piss, brush your teeth, right?
Right.
But they fill their head with the junk of the world for the most part.
Right.
You're able to just clear your head, and the first thing you do is fill it with more stuff. When a clear head and a clear mind is the perfect opportunity to work on something that matters to you.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's face it, work is the human condition.
I agree.
And I found that people who are the happiest have projects that they're working on. Projects. Work.
Mm.
You know, in fact, life is problems, but they're either going to be problems that somebody else gave us or problems that we chose to adopt as things that we wanted to handle and solve. I'm willing to stake that claim.
Really?
As a human condition, that if we're not solving problems, if we don't have a problem that we're solving or a project that we're working on, let's look at it that way, we are going to be unhappy, lost, and unfulfilled.
I can agree with that. Yeah.
You ever met somebody who just has nothing to fucking do, like, ever? And so then that leads to, like, depression, or it leads to them to getting involved in shit that, like, you know, most kids are bored, so that's why they get into, like, smoking weed in school and shit like that, because, you know, they don't have any challenges. School doesn't challenge them enough.
Right.
They're not engaged in the material. They don't care about creating, you know, any biological technology or scientific, like, especially in America.
Oh shit.
You know, we have almost zero interest.
Oh no! Fuck.
Yeah, we have zero interest.
No,
and that's because we're not taught to the problem in public education. We're taught theory. But at the end of the day, what do people want in life? No matter where you go, no matter what you're doing, you always want the hole in the wall, not the screwdriver, not the power drill. Those are the tools that get you there.
Yeah.
But we're never taught to the hole in the wall. When we go to a classroom, they teach us all these theories, but for what? What hole in the wall is the question that we're always asking. How am I going to apply this? How am I going to use this? And if they didn't teach us, that doesn't mean that we can't learn it. It doesn't mean that we can't change our lifestyle. And I'm not asking people to quit what they're doing and all of a sudden turn around. But what I will say is be curious about the fact that you have problems in your life right now. Some of them you didn't ask for. Some of them you did, even if you don't know it. The ones that you didn't ask for, that you didn't have a choice, hey, we all have that side of our lives, right? We're all given 2 wings, one that we have to flap on our own and one that flaps for us, right? But then there are problems that we did bring into ourselves, whether we knew it or not, or whether we do know it and just decided to ignore that. We can change those around by simply changing the projects we're working on, changing the people we're hanging out with. But if we can choose it in a way where it matters to us, we can be excited to solve problems. And I don't know about you, but when you finish something that you've been working on for a while, let's say we've been songwriting before,
super accomplished,
right? Whatever it is, it's success. The feeling of success, just like sex and financial needs, because we live in an economy that's driven by finance. Success, a form of personal success, is so important. And most people have no personal excellence practice.
Yeah. I'm partially like that. Yeah. I mean, I love to be successful for sure. But sometimes I
hear your whistle.
oh no, that's the music.
Oh, I was like, that sounds like a whistle you've done before.
Yeah, I have.
Is that for a reason? Is that the exact? Because this game is playing a whistle that I've heard you do.
No. It's the music. The music's playing.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's that whistle song from Robin Hood.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. For a
that's my
second there,
shit.
I was going crazy, man. I was like, Joe, I
Wait
hear
a minute,
your
what is
whistle,
that?
but you're not whistling.
No,
Personal success, personal
but
excellence,
yeah,
practice.
I know that I'm not as successful as I could potentially be.
Any one of us.
I'm pretty sure I
right?
could be a lot more, but it's also because I don't really have the ambition to be. Like I said earlier,
Right. You know you could be better, but sometimes you don't give a fuck.
I just don't give a fuck. Like I'm, like you said, you reach a certain economically, you reach a certain place, and
It makes you feel a certain type of way.
Yeah, you kind of feel like you don't need to be any more or less successful than you already are. I mean, me personally, like, when I was younger, I had the ambition to become a superstar and do all this stuff, become a famous singer, and
You were making headway too.
yeah, but it didn't come to fruition. Oh damn!
I can't focus on this level. This one's intense. Okay.
Yeah. And it didn't come to fruition. And for a time, I was like super bummed. I was like, fuck, like what now? Like, what am I gonna do? Like this shit's not working out like how you want it to work. So,
There was like a hole in like your direction in life.
yeah.
Because now what were you working towards?
Yeah. I didn't have any goal. Then that's what I was trying to say earlier. Like there was a goal to feed that ambition.
Right.
And when that was over, you're kind of lost. I know I went through like a bout of depression, and where it was like, dude, like what do I have? Like what, I don't have anything to look forward to. But where was I going with this? But
You're going somewhere with it.
oh, nice, filthy, hitting it. Shit, I forgot my train of thought.
It's okay, man. You had a goal. You were pursuing music, and then it didn't really work out. And you were like, "What's my life gonna be?"
Yeah, and the great thing is that eventually, oh motherfucker,
Oh shit.
Shit. Damn. Yeah, eventually I found something else that did put me on, and now I don't have that ambition to be a successful superstar singer and all that bullshit. It's unnecessary, and I've realized that now. It's just not something that happened in my life, and it's not a big deal to me. It's not like I don't feel like a failed musician. I feel I just course corrected.
Pivoted.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm absolutely fine with that. I'm super good actually, because what I do now I love.
Right. Uh-oh.
Damn.
Something's happening in this game.
That oh.
Oh shit.
And got it.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Oh
I
no.
got connected.
Oh shit. You know what though? And I got mad far, man.
Oh, you're still alive. You're still in. Get that turtle shell.
Okay, shit.
Oh, damn it.
The stakes are high right now.
The stakes are incredibly high.
Oh god.
Oh, you got it.
Oh jeez.
Yes!
I won.
Philly!
I don't know how this happened, but
And it's a fucking red one.
Ooh. Here, take this from my hands.
Holy
Take this
shit.
from my hands. Listen to me. Hear me now.
Is there anyone else? Is there no one else?
Is there no one else?
Oh, wow.
That was intense.
Philly got Gino. Wow. That was fucking great.
Damn.
That was fucking great. everything we were talking about just doesn't matter right now.
No, there's that feeling of success again.
Yeah, dude, there it is.
And you know what? It brings me to one quote that we should end that thought on, though. That thought alone.
Okay.
And that's that, you know, in your pursuit of happiness, don't forget the happiness that you have collected.
Right.
You know, because you can't. It's not a thing you can actually catch. It's just a thing that you can sit in.
Right.
Just like sadness.
Mm-hmm.
You can sit in it. Yeah.
You can definitely sit in it. I know I've had my share of that. So, it's success is left up to interpretation. Man. In the end, success can be whatever you want success to be. And that's really all there is. I mean, I feel like I'm just as successful doing what I'm doing and being where I'm at now and I'm probably just as happy. Maybe I'm probably not as happy if I became a fucking superstar. But then you have superstars that fucking are manically depressed and commit suicide
because it's not what they thought it was.
Yeah, because they're not where they thought they would be.
Because external things can never fix what's wrong inside.
Not at all.
And you know, we hear this. Everyone knows this. We've all heard it. If you've made it to the age of adulthood and you're out there working a 9 to 5 or whatever, however you earn your money, you know, you've heard that happiness isn't something that you go out there and get. It's something that like it's something that's inside, a problem you got to fix inside. Or getting it out of your head that there's a problem to begin with.
Yeah. The I don't want to say the poorest people. That's probably not the.
But yeah, I know what you're getting at. You're saying, you know, there are some people who have less and little, and they seem to be happier than people who have the most.
Yeah, the people who live the most meager lives are sometimes the ones who are the happiest.
Because more money, more problems, right?
Yeah. As cliche as it sounds.
So for example, right? So I left about 2 years ago the world of employee, right? And I'm not saying it was a good decision or a bad decision. It's just different.
Mm-hmm.
And I went into the world of freelancer.
Right.
So now I removed the shackles of my time, and I have plenty of time. But now I have to fill that time with not only doing the work, but also finding the business and then managing the business between finding the work and doing the work. And creating all the communications in between that. And then I realized, you know, you freed up your time only to get it trapped by something else.
Yeah.
And now, even worse, because often where I work from home, I can't separate what I'm doing from the office to what I'm doing at home. And then I end up working like 17 hours straight and then like wondering why I'm like depressed or what's going on.
This is going to be a tough one because she runs away.
Oh, yeah. This is that same level, huh? We never passed it, remember? No. Because Peach keeps running away, but that was before we had what we have now.
Yep. Oh.
And so, yes, happiness. Do we have any business talking about happiness? I don't know. I feel pretty happy sometimes, but not all the time.
Yeah. I'm at a pretty good place in my life right now. Like I said, I have suffered from depression, and that wasn't even fair.
Yeah.
But I think where I'm at right now, I'm as successful as I want to be. You know, I have a cool place, I have a cool chick, some dope kids. You know,
right?
I can't really.
Oh, I just walked into that.
I mean, I can complain, but I don't need to. I really don't. And that's I think that's what's important to keep my life
killed myself.
Balanced. Yeah. This is gonna be a tough one, dude.
Yeah, we have to have the specific character that can easily traverse this terrain. Because
I think you're the one you have right now is because the side swipe.
Yeah. Getting across
can traverse across. I think you have the perfect character for it right now.
You want to try this?
Yeah, let me try it.
You seem to have a strategy here. Okay, and you know what? Let's get on that. Okay, I know that a lot of people that are listening to this, because thankfully, thank you by the way to everyone who's listened to this. If you're going to hear
Absolutely, guys. Yes, thank you so much for the support.
We're damn near already to 100 listens.
I know, that's freaking great.
I had a podcast up for like a year and a half. That's
fuck.
okay.
Did you see that though?
Yeah.
It's gonna work.
I had a podcast up for a year and a half. I got like 80 listens. It's up for like not even a week, and already it exceeded it. You know what I mean?
What I'm happy about is the response. Like I didn't think people were really gonna take to it. I mean, because we're vulgar, we're outlandish, we don't give a fuck. But
we're like a cool version of that. Remember Loveline?
Yeah, I remember
that
Love
was such
Line.
a great
K-Rock.
Yeah, dude. Adam Carolla.
Yeah, I remember Loveline.
Was that Adam Carolla?
It was. Yeah, it was Adam Carolla, and it was that doctor, whatever, doctor. I don't remember the guy's name.
Dr. Phil. Josh, like his name was like Josh or Love.
I don't think his name was Love.
Dr. Strangelove.
You want to hit Peach. She's your goal.
I know. I'm trying to get across. Son of a biscuit.
Oh, nice. Get that. Oh.
The thing is, I want to get Mario off my ass, man, because he's on. So there's this game, and right now the target is being evasive.
Incredibly evasive.
And these guys are knocking me out. Okay. Yeah. Right. So what I was the big thank you, right? Mm-hmm. And the reason I'm thinking about everybody is because the people that are listening to this have any myriad of problems, but at the end of the day, one thing's for sure: a majority of these are hardworking people who want the best in their lives that they can achieve, want the best for their kids. Some of them are parents, and it's like, as somebody who has successfully been able to get out of a slump, in case any listeners are currently in a slump and they're not communicating that to anybody, what would you suggest as a way for maybe them to, like, you think they should reach out to somebody, or is there something
talk? Yeah, and I know it's hard. Okay, I know it's hard because communicating your struggle is a tough thing to do because of pride or whatever. It's hard to actually talk about your struggle. But nobody's going to know what you're going through unless you actually say something. And this is in part to like with like a bunch of celebrities too. You think they're living pretty good lives, happy lives, everything, but then they'll off themselves because they were depressed and they never really told anybody, and
right.
So I think what we can do, it's not really in anyone's place to actively search to try to help whoever is going through depression. That's not your job. It's up to the person themselves to say, I have a fucking problem. Like, no one was gonna know that I had depression. And nobody did for the longest time. Nobody knew like what was going on with me.
Right.
Because I'm a pretty happy guy. I'm always out there. I'm always trying to have a good time.
Right.
So I never made it. I never. Oh, you got the thing.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the moment.
Oh shit.
No, what a waste.
Yeah, you got to get her in the edge. You got to get her like on that side. Yes. Yes. Oh.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Get it. Ah.
Maybe I can get these big guys off my back. Oh shit, it's a time battle.
Yeah, it's a time battle.
That
was good though. No, you got it. You got it. This is you. You got this. You got this.
So communicating your problems,
pride.
pride.
Yeah, you got to get past that. You got to, because nobody's going to be able to help you if they don't know.
Because for a long time you were saying nobody knew because you're happy-go-lucky.
Nobody knew that I was that guy, and then I got into like some shit that it was like, fuck. I got to tell somebody. I got to, and Sonia fucking helped me a lot, dude, because I was not in a good place, and yeah. I gotta give her thanks for just being supportive.
Shout out to Sonia.
She didn't necessarily have to do anything. She just had to be supportive.
Oh,
And it's
shit.
exactly what she did. Oh,
I thought that was a platform.
yeah. Hit it again, Filthy. You got this.
All right.
This is yours. So yeah, I think it's within ourselves. We're the ones who have to ask for help. It's a tough thing.
And I'm asking you because you explicitly stated you've had an experience with it, and I think that a lot of times people will like hear somebody like like a self-help guru or whatever the fuck, and you know what I mean.
You know me. I'm super. I'm not against them.
Right, but
but I don't really care for.
And they're not
whole
for everybody.
Yeah, because my thing. Okay, because I'm atheist. And my thing has always been, no one can do anything for me that I can't do for myself.
Right.
So.
And if you can do it for yourself, should anyone else do it for you?
Yeah. That's why I don't believe in these self-help gurus, because yes, it's self-help, but at the same time, you're taking somebody else's advice. So how much are you really helping yourself?
Right.
You're basically listening to somebody's advice. So that's kind of like them helping you. That's why it's a paradox to me, because I don't understand how that is. Like why would you buy a self-help book? Shit.
I just offed myself.
I can't
focus right now, man.
You're so close to.
Yes. So I read a lot of self-help.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I know you do, and I'm not. That's why I'm saying I'm not against these people, because I know that they do help a lot of people, and I have like the same way I am with religion. Like, I'm not about to tell you not to do or be someone. Oh, motherfucker, dude! I
know.
I'm horrible at this.
No. What it is like this specific level. There's a clear objective, but our divided attention between doing what we're doing and the amount of concentration this type of task is going to require is clearly not being appreciated here.
Yeah.
Like this particular stage, it's not just that we're dealing with like an enemy and we're trying to defeat them before. We're dealing with a time interval that we have to defeat it in, and someone who's running away from us at the same time. And then they have allies who are distracting us from our objective. So
oh shit, I fucked up.
So,
oh shit.
Oh, very nice. So the amount of variables involved, this is probably, if you were to put this in like a math problem, we're looking at a pretty hefty situation that we're dealing with here, and not enough appreciation is going into how much attention this requires.
Oh yes. Oh, she fucking
You have two, remember?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay. You can press down, yeah. Yes.
Oh no.
Yes. 3, 2, 1.
Damn, I was so close.
So my question is this: have we tried defeating one of these bastards to remove the load?
Yeah, but it takes too much time. That's why I don't. That's because I was stuck on this one forever, and I was like, "Fuck this, I'm not gonna do it." But I was trying to do it when I was like at 9,000, power level.
Right.
So I was way under where
to give people some context what we're doing. We're still playing Smash Brothers. There's a level that the puzzle of it is dealing with defeating something within a minute, and dealing with two opponents who keep being in the way of you trying to get to someone who keeps running away from you. It's not necessarily that it's hard; it's that it requires calculation and strategy.
Absolutely.
And then to make it even worse, the terrain, the level that you're traveling through, isn't a flat land. It's like you have to hop from platform to platform. So
this has got to be one of the hardest stages.
And so, like, if you think about the way we're exercising our mind right now to operate, it's pretty healthy, because it's kind of like life. Oh,
fuck! Damn it!
In fact, someone told me, the idea of juggling is. Can you juggle? Do you know how to juggle three things at once?
Yeah, I can. I can't maintain it for a long time, but I can do it.
That something interesting happens to the brain when you're doing juggling, because part of it is you kind of just trusting it's going to be there while it's in the air. Now, I don't know this by experience because I can't juggle 3 fucking objects in the air, but I've seen it done, and I imagine that it requires a certain part of the brain. You know what I mean?
Ah, damn it.
So, in your experience, You said not for a long time, but you can.
Yeah, I
and
can
it's
do
because
it.
of practice.
It's not. Yeah, I just can't maintain it. So, I could probably do like, I don't know, maybe like 10 rotations before I start.
Right.
Fucking up.
Because my mentor always says this to me. He says, the ball doesn't stay in the air, Phil. Like, you throw it up, you're gonna have to pick it back up and throw it again.
Right.
And then you combine that with the idea of juggling, and we're dealing with a situation in life where we're constantly juggling things, right? But with juggling, it's a perfect world because we know there are 3 objects.
Oh,
in life, how many objects are we dealing with all at once?
Oh shit, ton, like endless amount.
Right?
Yeah.
And some people will make their life a little more clear, but also a little more difficult when they have, let's say, a wife or a husband or a main boo that they've been with for a while, or children. Like, now you know what you're juggling, but now that those are the only ones that are known, but that's not to say that you figured out the ones that you didn't know you still had before. So it does offer some clarity of purpose, like those things. So okay, let me give you let me put it in a different way, okay? Mm-hmm. What I'm trying to say here. Have you ever noticed how sometimes you'll have someone that you really dislike, but even though you dislike them, life is almost easier to manage just because as long as you don't have to fuck with them, you don't have to deal with them in a certain situation, that life is going to be okay. You can manage the rest of it.
Yeah.
There's something that you're specifically ignoring. That sense of clarity anchors you in the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like when I had a job, I remember I specifically knew that was work, and then everything outside of that I could manage and create something out of.
That's important, to be able to separate what work is and what your home life is. Gosh.
You know what I'm seeing, Joe? A routine has to be developed here. You have to time that first hit while doing that dash spiral, right? Because you were a little too low this time. That's why you ended up on the bottom of the platform. But I've seen you do it where you hit her first. And I think there's going to be a routine that needs to be, because look, they kind of move very similar.
Yeah.
They've been showing me some patterns lately.
Oh.
Let's get some back to where we were. I'm trying to remember what it was. Juggling, patterns, life, children, separating life from work.
Yes, and it's possible. It is. Fuck here.
Would you say that it's something that's really, really difficult, or something that just takes active effort? Like, difficult in the sense where it's like, no matter how hard you try, you're going to fail at it, like, really bad, like you'll never get better at it, but you can keep trying? Or is it one of those things where you can actually get better about separating your life and your work?
You can.
To the point where you can successfully feel proud of how you're doing it?
Yeah. I'm not there yet, but yeah.
What do you think it requires? What are some elements that you think automatically it requires no matter what? Maybe communicating with people who are involved with you?
Definitely communicating is key. But also, for those who can do it, is just having the mentality that whatever issues you have at work will be done when you clock out.
Yeah. Like, don't bring it home.
Yeah. You can't take it home with you. And it depends. Obviously, it depends on the type of work you do, because I mean, if you're a welder, for sure, your worries are in your shop, and you can't really take that work home with you. But say like you're in sales, or you do what I do, that shit is gonna follow you home. But you have to also make it so that you put restrictions on how much stuff you actually bring home, how much of that work you actually bring home. Like if there's like office politics, that's shit that you can leave, you can definitely leave that. But if it's something like sales calls and, dealing with clients, that shit that you can't step away from. But any like office politics shit, anything like that, that's stuff that you can separate. You don't need to bring that stuff with you, because that has a lot of emotional baggage.
Okay.
And that's definitely not something, especially that not something that I want to. I don't want to be mad at someone at work and then bring it and take it out on my kid. You know, like that's
Right.
unnecessary. Not just my kid, but like, you know, the family in general.
Right.
Because they don't deserve that. Like, they had nothing to do with that situation, you know? And again, that person you having issues with probably doesn't even care. Like, they're
probably
not
sleeping
thinking
safe
about
and
you.
sound. Yeah.
They're not thinking, oh, damn.
Dude.
Got you.
I can't even.
This is a
right
tough
now.
one.
I can't even
it's
right
a
now
tough
with this
one.
level.
It's a tough one. Yeah.
Separate. Yeah. And okay. So, and then separating not just work, but like, how about separating things you can control from things you can't control?
Yes.
Right. Sometimes it's easy to get the fuck it all attitude, a heavy dose of it, when you get caught up with like all the problems that you're experiencing and not being able to separate the ones that you can control from the ones that you can't. Like, okay, obviously there might be a Cold War that's coming, right? Like you said.
We can't do anything about it.
How much influence do we really have over that, right? As individuals.
None.
Right.
Whatsoever. There's absolutely zero we can do about it.
Whereas you being able to pay off that credit card debt,
yeah, that's something for sure that you can take care of.
With a plan, you set up some auto transfers, some auto payments, and you know, you'll get close to what's necessary. But being able to create that separation, right?
That's up to the individual.
So okay, so I've noticed our main challenge with this level is that we'll do the spin dash across, but the platform stops us because it's trying to keep us from dying, right?
Right.
And so I've noticed that if I push, I think it's Y to jump first, and then I'm able to take full advantage of that. Oh shit, yo! I'm not gonna lie, that was a close one, man. You got one more shot at this.
Got exactly where I want her. Bam! Got her! Got her!
Yes! Yes! Who's the motherfucking boss?
Oh!
Wow.
I knew exactly where I needed her to be, and I placed her there.
Right there. Timed it. Success yet again.
There it
ladies
is.
and gents. I wish you could experience the epicness.
Oh yeah, quick thing. So Philly and I decided that once we get this whole situation, you know, down packed, we're gonna be broadcasting. Well, not broadcasting, but we're gonna be recording the podcast. We're gonna be doing videos every other week when we have guests.
Right. And it's just us.
When it's just us, I mean, it's just us, and I don't think you really need to see me in my shorts and my wife beater. I mean, you know,
I'm doing this podcast naked. I mean,
but
I don't
we
know how Joe
figured.
feels about it, but yeah,
Hey man, it's not the first time I've seen that ass. No, literally, like when Philly and I used to live together.
It's time for none of our business segment.
It's a sexcapade. Philly had taken this chick into his room. We stepped in there and his ass was in the air, butt naked. You can see his butthole.
Oh God.
But anyway, no. But we figured whenever we have guests over, it'd be nice. It'd be nice to see who you bring along and
so you can see their faces. You don't need to see our faces every time.
Yeah, you already know what we look like. I mean,
also, you know, like handsome people should be humble. You know
exactly.
what I mean?
Of course. Come on. Hey.
Even though I just call myself handsome, called you handsome. Hey.
But yeah. So we're gonna be doing that.
That is gonna be pretty fun.
It will be. Next week we're bringing in Alvaro De Cristofaro, close personal friend of the show, personal friend of the family. He's going to be chopping it up with us, and we'll be talking about a bunch of shit we don't really need to talk about.
As usual.
Likely,
the chances are high that it's going to have something to do with nothing. We're not psychologists. We're not, you know, there's literally zero reason why we should even have a podcast, but yet here we are.
Here we are doing things that we want to do because we can do them.
Have no business doing it, you know. And speaking of having no business doing shit, man, now, thankfully, where I stay, like there isn't anybody who's like giving me a feeling where I'm like, fuck, I can't stand this person. But sometimes neighbors can be the worst thing. It can change your home life.
It can absolutely change your home life. Uh, I'm fortunate enough to have great neighbors.
Yeah.
The people on this floor are
Yeah.
pretty dope because we're all about the same age.
Yeah.
We all interact. I was. I think that with these neighbors that I currently have now, obviously they they each have their own little thing. But I think we all get around it, and I think we all communicate pretty well. But I
Yes. Tell us. None of your business.
no
All right.
no.
Okay.
I think if we were put in a situation here, we'd probably survive the zombie apocalypse right here in this building.
I see what you're
I
saying.
mean, we got like a fortress here. It's gated.
The way it's set up.
Yeah, the way it's set up. I mean,
But what if your neighbors became zombies? Dun dun
dun
dun
dun dun. That would suck.
If I was in a zombie apocalypse in Highland Park, at least it'd be done in style. You know what I mean? Like everybody would have outfits on and shit. But it would be kind of hard because everyone's organic and vegan, so all the shit would go to like it would all expire real quick. If there's anything good about like a food for less, even though it's shit food and you can only find it in lower economic neighborhoods, is that all their food has incredible shelf life. So while you won't be at your tippity toppity shape with the food that you're eating, at least you'll have a food supply that can hold you down until
you won't be at the worst.
An antidote is invented or something.
Or
Here's my problem though. Why can't I be the
repopulate.
scientist that can design the antidote? Like, I clearly have not prepared for this.
Definitely not.
Well, are we about to pass the game? Was that the last? That was it.
That's it. I think we're at the very, very end. Wow.
Okay.
Right? I mean, I don't think there's anything else that we can do.
So what are some things that you need just for survival in general that most Americans today just generally don't have, right? There is a good population that does, but self-defense is a problem.
Self-defense, you need weapons for sure.
Right. Not just weapons, but also martial art.
Right.
Because then what happens when you're unarmed?
Yeah.
You're assed
you'll
out.
Be fucked.
Right.
You'll be fucked.
Stamina, so physical conditioning is also a problem in America.
Yeah.
Like we're made to be sheep. Like we're sheep, man. We're fat sheep being fed.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
You know what I mean? Pop culture trivia is gonna get us nowhere in a dire situation. Let's say a big ass depression hits, because there's a lot of talk that it will.
Yeah, there is actually.
I don't know how to farm. I can barely keep a plant alive. You know how many plants I've tried to water and keep alive and they all just die? That's scary, dude.
Wait, I'm a little confused here. I thought there was a point somewhere here
cloud,
that we would get cloud. Is this not a thing?
We must. Oh no! Look, there's that whole area over there.
Where?
That we're missing, right?
Nah, it's all open.
There's like a gate that he's supposed to open something for us. Okay, hold on. I'll look it up. So Cloud is a Final Fantasy VII character. For those of you who are gamer inclined, that's that one legendary RPG that changed the place that may have, some argue, made the PlayStation 1 console popular.
Yeah. It was one of their most ambitious titles. And the crazy thing is that you look at it now and it's fucking crazy. It's suffice it to say that we've advanced a lot.
I mean, okay, do you remember the movie
I'm just gonna hop in here.
There was a movie what's it called? Shit.
Tell me what it's about. And
it's like old school Roman Greekish, and like there's a dude with a sword, kind of like Conan, but not, and he fights like a fucking like a clay monster. The point I'm making is the graphics were so terrible, but yet that movie is like one of those legendary. Dude, this is the exact same last boss as the 64 Mario. Smash Brothers.
Maybe we'll see maybe this is just the
first boss, huh?
Yeah.
The Master Hand. And you're giving him the business too. How to unlock. Play versus matches with Cloud being the 55th character. Clear classic mode with Samus or any character. What's classic mode?
Oh, you'll see it right now.
Okay. Or have
Oh shit.
Cloud join the player's party in World of Light. Okay, what's World of Light?
This is World
This
of
entire
Light.
thing?
Yeah.
So character locations. Okay. Browser are all located within submaps. Dark Samus and Roy are in the final area, not in the maps. So Cloud is in a submap somewhere.
Yeah, but
So we're gonna have to go to sub. So maybe I can Google.
okay. There's still something happening because I'm still moving around.
Oh, you already beat his ass. Ultimate Smash Bros. Cloud submap.
That was easy.
A little too easy.
A little too rough.
Fight your way through the sacred land in order to unlock Zelda. After that, a new path will open up that will allow players to unlock Cloud.
Sacred land.
Where did you unlock Zelda? Do you remember?
I do not.
And why doesn't our map just give us the names of the areas, man?
I know. Does it? No, it doesn't. Sacred land. What's the sacred land?
Let me see if
Maybe
I can...
up there? Is that where we unlock Zelda?
Where?
Top left corner.
The ice area?
Yeah.
Maybe. You know what? Let me open up another. We're nerding out here because we really want to get this character.
We have to get Cloud. It's like a must.
Ultimate Smash Bros.
Or else you're just not a fucking gamer.
Yeah.
I mean, get it together.
Get out of America.
You get out of America. You
Ultimate
fucking
Smash Bros. Land of Light.
Uh-huh.
Land of Light map.
No,
Name.
World of Light.
World of Light.
And then we want to go to the sacred.
World of
whatever.
Light. Sacred Lands. Okay. See if I can get an image of that shit. The Sacred Land looks like this.
Okay. Sacred land. Huh. Wait a minute.
You want to take another look at that?
Yeah, let me take another look.
It's got like a little village area. Somewhere down by the down left from the train area, the little right, it's the lava, then it's a train area, and then further diagonal down left from that.
That's where you start. Sacred land.
Let's just go to all those villages that look like that.
Okay. Let's. Which way do we go?
So a lot of you don't know this, but in fact, I'm not even sure, Joe. Did I ever tell you about the time how I got Final Fantasy VII to begin with?
Negative.
So when I was about 8 years old, and I was suddenly sent to live with my mom, like I didn't even know that was going to happen. I eventually, I came to the city of Cudahy, met my mom for the first time in years, stepdad, all that. My sister was there for a few years before me, so it was a confusing time.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually we had to move, and my mom threw on this look and this act so that we could talk to these people who are renting out townhouses in the city of Bell, which is right next to Cudahy, because Cudahy is a block in each direction, and then it's over.
Mm-hmm.
And we told them that it was just my mom and I, and so we got the townhouse that was 3 bedrooms, which is ridiculous. Why they wouldn't rent it out to any more than 2 people?
Mm-hmm.
It was ridiculous.
That is weird.
But that's what they rented it out as, and right there, I think it was going to be my 10th or 9th, 10th birthday, somewhere around there. And one of the neighbor kids out of nowhere, I guess my mom knew someone, man, or something. Oh, look, there's a treasure chest down there.
Oh shit!
Oh shit! There's areas we haven't explored, man. Yeah, my mom must have known someone or something, because suddenly this kid from the neighborhood comes over. His name is Eduardo. Cool dude, man. If he ever hears this, shout out. And
you know his last name? I mean, we live in the age of information.
Dude,
You probably find him on Facebook.
Dude, I wish I could remember him and my friend Billy at the time. Those dudes were cool, man. So he comes over and it's my birthday, and he's like, "What? It's your birthday?" He's like, "I'll be right back." And then he comes back and he's like, "I bought this for myself, but since it's your birthday, here's a gift, man." And he gives me a brand new Final Fantasy VII fucking video game in the case with 3 discs. And I was like, oh, what's this?
Damn.
You know? And so...
Put it on and it changed your life.
Yeah, dude. And I started learning about the struggle to save the planet. And I don't know if most people know this, but Final Fantasy VII is kind of predicated on the story of what happened with the nuclear bombs, Hiroshima and Nagasaki in World War II.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of the story of dealing with America digging into the ground and, taking up the Earth's energy and splitting the atom and all that shit, nuclear reactors and all that. Like
really?
It's essentially that world, just, in a dystopian, futuristic type of way.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
But that's what it's about.
Huh.
The bloody cherry blossoms. We all forget that we've done that. Yeah. But the Japanese have never forgotten. Oh, and that's the other thing I read. Apparently, Trump is going to kick out a bunch of like Vietnam survivors or something, like refugees that like.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking nuts.
Like we're.
That he's planning to end the whole refugee.
Like I get his argument of like, if we keep the borders open and we allow just anybody coming in, like obviously in one way you could argue that makes sense, but it doesn't.
I mean, that's what America was funded on. Immigration. Founded, and funded.
It's status quo though, right? Like you establish the status quo and then the people who are thriving from the status quo want to keep the status quo the way it is because it's clearly helping them thrive.
Yeah.
But nobody wants, when it's a good thing, nobody wants to share it, obviously in a perfect world you share your wealth, but that's not necessarily the case. Like it's not like okay, like we're not gonna let a bomb come into our home, right?
Definitely not.
Right.
Not here.
Right. And yet I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like to see where this goes. But yet we want to allow people who are now homeless come to a different home. The streets are savage out there, but we don't seem to give a fuck.
That's true.
So I'm not saying that he's a good guy. I'm not. I'm personally, I don't think I'm a fan. I don't know him personally, but like on a personal level, I so far haven't heard him say anything that I respect.
Absolutely.
As far as his political rhetoric is concerned. He's only amping people up, and in particular the evangelicals. And I don't have anything against evangelicals. It's just when a majority of them happen to be collecting together and speaking more hate into the world, like that's what I have a problem with. Is hate crimes and speaking hate out.
How can you be Christian and hate others like that?
Well, that's easy because God doesn't love anything other than those who are created in His image, and He has blue eyes, blonde hair. No, I'm kidding. I'm being facetious. I don't know, man. It's tough. Like that's out of my realm of understanding because I want to say that I'm a good guy, but I wouldn't let a bomb stay in my house. Especially if they're covered in blood and come from a country that, like you see what I'm saying? Like I'm just trying to paint that picture. In fact, I've often thought really mean things about bums.
Really?
Like my solution for it is mean. I don't even want to voice it because it's fucked up.
You put them all on a boat and send them away or something like that.
I mean, that's what a lot of states are doing. They're just putting homeless people on a Greyhound bus and sending them to LA. And now we have camps all across the freeways.
Not just here in LA. I mean, it's all across the country. Like it's gotten that bad.
And it's young people, dude. Yeah. They're like fucking 25 to 34.
It's gotten bad, dude. It's gotten real bad. Like legit, there are villages of homeless people, like
it's some straight Mad Max shit.
Yeah, in underpasses and.
Dude, it's like that game Fallout that you've been playing. People have just set up camps and they're like, "Fuck it."
For real, it's true.
And
it's
then,
amazing to me.
And then people are talking about the reason why the economy is going to collapse has to do with student debt,
because
there's a shitload of it.
Which for the majority of these young people, it's no fault of their own,
Right.
because they're told, "Oh, you got to do this, dude, filthy." I can't do it.
Dude, I have to take a leak. I just haven't said anything.
Okay, where we at? Where we at?
We're at 149.
149. Dang.
Ultimate Smash Bros. Hold on. Land of Light, Zelda, and I'm gonna look at images and see if it'll give me an image of the place. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what we're looking for. Images. Land of Light. Son of a bitch.
Are we looking at the right Smash Brothers?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cloud wouldn't be in anything else, you know?
Yeah.
All these guys, though, they're just not showing any. You want to head to the north of this clock area where an owl statue will tell you to set the clock to 12:10. What?
Yeah, that's not in this game. Unless we got to beat this dude, and then it opens a new map.
Oh, hold on. Sacred Land, Smash Bros. Ultimate World Guide. Wait a minute. This isn't the world map.
Yeah, that's not.
Wait, so Cloud isn't in this, but Midgar's in this.
I'm so confused.
Oh no, this is a sub map, dude. This is a sub map. We've got to find the sub map.
But where?
We have to end one of those portals. We have to enter, just like the Diddy Kong thing. The Donkey Kong
that's
thing.
the Triforce.
Yeah. So we have to enter a sub map.
The Sacred
So let's
Lands
look at
is
all the
one of
portals and go
World
to
of
them.
Light's puzzle heavy sections in Super Smash Bros. But where is the Sacred Land? The area located in the world.
Where
of
is the
dusk.
Continuum Transfunctioner? You remember, dude? Where's my car? Zoltat.
Okay, Torchlight. I'm so confused on where.
No, I know, man. I know. But so that we don't lose our beloved listeners, we're almost there too. We're about 10 minutes left. You know what I mean?
This has been one. This has been a good one. I feel good. Where we're at here. Do you got any soapbox talks?
Nothing. I didn't come in here with anything I specifically wanted to say. I would make a reminder, just don't judge yourself too hard about how you're doing in life, what you're doing in life. If anything, it doesn't make for a good way to solve any problems you may be facing. I think if I could offer any suggestion is try to look at your problem without adding any emotions to it or any opinions to it, and just say, like, if this was somebody else's problem, what would I tell them to do about it? And go from there, Sometimes we give better advice to our friends than we do ourselves.
Oh, all the time.
And so maybe we should consider that as an approach to where we should critique how we've behaved. And I don't know if it's even productive to critique our behavior as opposed to just correcting course, like you said.
Yeah.
Course correction. That's all I'm going to say. Just don't judge yourself for not being perfect, because the truth is you're not, and I'm not, and we're not, and we never will be. And so if all you do is adjust by 1 degree, then you're already 1 degree better than you were before.
Hey.
It's not about yes or no that you're right. It's about degrees. That's all it is.
I get behind that, filthy.
That's my speech for the day.
Shit.
Among the many that I continue
to provide. Oh
yeah.
Shit. Yo, this dude's fucking hard.
Yeah, this looks pretty intense.
Soapbox talk. Soapbox talk. For me, the holidays are coming up. It can be a very depressing time for some people, especially those who don't have
family.
Please, if you're alone, you don't have to be. If you're a friend or a family or anybody, I'll put it out there right now. I'm gonna be here at the crib for Christmas. We're spending some time at Sonia's parents' house on Christmas Eve, but we figured it would be we figured it would be nice if, and I've always said this to all my friends, like my home is home for everybody. Don't ever feel like you're alone especially coming up this Christmas and just like the New Year in general. Like I said, some people don't have a place to go or don't have anyone to spend time with. You're always welcome here. My home
Mi
is
casa
our
es su
home.
casa,
Exactly.
Mufasa.
So for Christmas Day, hit me up, call me if you don't have anywhere to go or don't have anyone to spend time with. You come here. My family is your family. Don't spend it alone, because when you're alone, ideas, they're probably usually not the best ideas. People get some ill thoughts. So don't spend it alone. Come by. We'll have some drinks. If you don't drink, that's fine. You can still come. There'll be food. There'll be people, and there'll be love for sure. So slide. And I think, damn, you're killing it, Filthy. Damn, you're doing really well. Thanks for tuning in, guys. This is episode 6 of the None of Our Business podcast. 6 episodes strong, and we're only getting stronger. The might. Oh shit! Hold on, guys. Philly's gonna do this. I feel it. He's gonna do this. Oh shit! Whatever that was crazy. Oh
Whoa.
wow! Of course. Philly, any last words?
No, I have no words for what's going on right now. I think I just got beat too. But
shit.
man, I got pretty fucking far.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, there's clearly a flaw in the programming here. It was too easy. Once you see the flaws in like the pattern, that's it. So yeah, you know, guys, with a big heart and a lot of thanks for listening, because these aren't short episodes, and so if you've been listening all the way and you get to here, you deserve a genuine thank you. And
for sure,
know that it really is okay to talk. In fact, it's almost encouraged that at the very least you tell people, or someone close to you, or just a random stranger on the street, start a conversation. Sometimes it's easier to talk to strangers. Whatever you do, always and forever exercise your ability to communicate, because it is through communication that we affect our environment and those around us, positively or negatively. Communication is the one gift we all have to give to others and to ourselves.
All right, guys. Peace.
Peace.
Chicken
Blessings.
grease. Love y'all. Blaka, blaka, blaka. Pra, pa, 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 pa. Arriba,